When Sylvester Stallone steps into the ring, even late-night hosts aren't safe. Jimmy Kimmel recently took a jab at Stallone over his support for Donald Trump, assuming it would go unnoticed. Big mistake. Instead of letting it slide, Stallone fired back with a response that not only shut Kimmel down, but also exposed the arrogance and hypocrisy of late-night television. Whether you agree with Stallone or not, one thing is clear. He wasn't about to let Kimmel's remarks go unanswered. Mocking someone's political stance might be an easy way to get laughs, but it's also a lazy and predictable move. Kimmel took this route when he ridiculed Stallone for expressing admiration for Trump. During his monologue, Kimmel brought up a moment where Stallone compared Trump to George Washington. Instead of engaging in a thoughtful discussion, Kimmel went straight for the punchline, sarcastically stating, "George Washington was the father of our country. Donald Trump is the father of Eric." Big difference. The implication? That Stallone was blindly supporting Trump without critical thought? But Kimmel didn't stop there. He went even further, making a joke at Stallone's expense about his years playing Rocky. "I guess those punches Rocky took to the head were real after all," he quipped, implying Stallone's judgment was impaired. Mocking a Hollywood legend who has inspired generations through the Rocky franchise? That was a risky move. What seemed like just another night of scripted late-night humor quickly took a turn that Kimmel didn't see coming. Most celebrities might have ignored a joke like that, or responded with a generic PR statement. But Stallone? He didn't build his career by playing it safe. Instead of brushing it off, he took to social media with his signature humor, sarcasm, and honesty. "Okay, my big muscular friend, I saw you the other night on Jimmy Kimmel kind of making fun of me," Stallone began. "Does it bother me? Nah. Does it burn into my memory like a horrible scar? Nah. Well, maybe just a little bit." His response was lighthearted, but carried an unmistakable undertone of disappointment. Stallone wasn't angry. He was calling Kimmel out in a way that made it clear the joke was unnecessary. But he didn't stop there. He turned the tables with a sharp-witted comeback, reminding everyone that while Kimmel sits behind a desk mocking people, he himself creates and writes stories that stand the test of time. He even added, "I have decided to write a sequel for you called Stop or Your Grandmother Will Beat Your Ass," referencing his 1992 film Stop, or My Mom Will Shoot, which Kimmel had previously ridiculed. That's the thing about Stallone. He doesn't just react, he turns situations into something bigger. Instead of simply clapping back, he used the moment to highlight a broader issue: the unoriginality and predictability of late-night hosts. More often than not, their jokes feel less like clever humor and more like rehearsed attempts to push a narrative. Stallone pointed out what many have long felt: late-night TV has become stale, relying on the same formula, night after night. Beyond just the jokes, Stallone took the opportunity to discuss a deeper concern: the growing culture of censorship in Hollywood. "Hollywood has always been about pushing limits," he said in later interviews, "but now it feels like the limits are shrinking." He expressed concern that many of today's industry restrictions would prevent films like Rocky from even being made in the first place. His words struck a chord with fans who have noticed a decline in risk-taking and creativity in modern cinema. He made a compelling point about storytelling, emphasizing that movies used to be about gut instinct and raw emotion. "Grabbing life by the seat of the pants, going with your gut instinct, it's over," Stallone stated. That sentiment resonated with many, reinforcing the idea that Hollywood's current climate prioritizes political correctness over genuine storytelling. His remarks fueled a broader conversation about the entertainment industry's shift toward overly controlled narratives. Then came the knockout punch. Reports surfaced that Kimmel's team had invited Stallone onto the show, but with a major condition: They wanted full control over the conversation. Stallone wasn't having it. He immediately rejected the offer with a simple yet powerful statement. "I don't need to stage a conversation to get my point across. If we can't have a real dialogue, then what's the point?" He made it clear he wasn't interested in being part of a scripted PR stunt. Kimmel's attempt to control the situation completely backfired. Instead of making Stallone look foolish, he ended up looking petty. Social media erupted in support of the action star. One viral tweet summed it up perfectly. "Jimmy Kimmel can joke all he wants, but Stallone built Hollywood classics. He deserves better than this." Fans rallied around Stallone, reinforcing his status as a beloved and respected figure in entertainment. Meanwhile, Stallone was thriving. His reality show, The Family Stallone, was experiencing a surge in popularity. Unlike the scripted world of late-night TV, the show gave audiences an authentic look at Stallone's life as a father, husband, and all-around down-to-earth guy. Clips from the show spread rapidly across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, highlighting his humor, wisdom, and genuine personality. His ability to connect with fans on a personal level was a stark contrast to Kimmel's approach. As for Kimmel, the fallout was less than ideal. His ratings took a noticeable dip, and people began questioning the relevance of late-night TV in today's media landscape. With audiences increasingly turning to podcasts, YouTube, and independent media for real, unfiltered conversations, shows like Jimmy Kimmel Live felt outdated. Stallone's response didn't just expose Kimmel's tactics. It highlighted a bigger shift in entertainment. People are tired of fake, pre-packaged humor. They want authenticity. And if there's one thing Stallone has always represented, it's keeping things real.